getting some more breaking news on the broadcast. Again, this one's coming from Karnataka, where a meat ban in Bengaluru has been announced on the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi on the 31st of August. So, meat ban there announced in the state of Karnataka in Bengaluru. This on the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi. This will be on 31st of August. This has been announced for the IT city, Bengaluru. Ganesh Chaturthi is when the entire Bengaluru administration has ordered meat ban in Bengaluru. So there will be no selling and consuming of meat. An entire meat ban has been announced in Bengaluru. This is a big order from the administration there. My colleague Harish gets you more inputs on this. Harish, just take us through what else is happening this particular matter. A big decision there by the Bengaluru administration, a meat ban on Ganesh Chaturthi.
Well, this is an order which the BBMP is terming as routine. This is done on 9 different occasions every year by the BBMP when it bans the sale of meat within the city limits. And this is from Martyrs' Day to Mahashivratri to Mahavir Jayanti, even Krishna Janmashtami, which happened earlier in the month, or Ganesh Chaturthi now on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti as well. Basically 9 different occasions on which sale of meat is banned. And now with Ganesh Chaturthi on 31st, the BBMP has officially put out a notification asking meat stalls to not sell meat on the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi.
Are we getting any reactions there, Harish, on once this announcement has been made?
Politically, no reactions in yet, but every time there is a meat ban on these occasions, such occasions, we've seen citizens asking pertinent questions on why the state has to ban meat on a particular occasion, especially when there are festivals. It is restricted to a particular community. Why ask everyone else to not eat meat on that day? Instead, it shouldn't be left to the individual's choice on what they want to do on that day. So these questions usually crop up every time the BBMP puts out such a notification.
And Harish, what does the ban essentially mean? It means no consumption or no sale?
Well, it only bans the sale of meat. Consumption is something that the BBMP can't get into. It becomes infringement of individual's choice. But here, just the sale of meat is banned, and that's the power that the BBMP enjoys right now.
And that also means no animal slaughter allowed on that day?
Yes, all slaughterhouses as well as outlets selling meat will be closed on that day. They can't carry out business. And this is a weekday on which Ganesh Chaturthi is being celebrated. But on occasions when such no meat days are there on a weekend, that's when it becomes all the more difficult for the sellers as well, because weekend is when they make maximum business, whether it's slaughterhouses or such meat stalls. But if there's a ban on a weekend, that hits their business directly. The fact that this is on a weekday, we aren't seeing too much of opposition to it.
All right, Harish, thank you so much for joining us with all those details there. Nasir Hussain of the Congress Party also joins me on the broadcast. Mr. Hussain, what do you make of this meat ban that has been announced by the BBMP on Ganesh Utsav?
See, these are all non-issues which the government is trying to rake up again and again because they want to divert the attention of the people of Karnataka. This government has failed on all fronts. It's a 40% commission government. Every day, yesterday, thousands and thousands of schools of Karnataka accused the government of government schools management accused the government of malpractice and corruption. Every other day, someone or some department, some association or the other coming and accusing the government of corruption. There's no development, there's no progress. Everywhere, riots, murders, complete law and order a problem in the state of Karnataka. So now they want to divert the attention of the people of Karnataka because the elections are on. They want to bring and rake up these kinds of issues and then see that there is division, there are riots, there's polarization, and then reap the harvest during the election. This is the only ploy for this.
Mr. Hussain, you were claiming that these are diversionary tactics by the government in the state. However, this seems to be routine. That is what we are getting out of the reports, because on every occasion, whether it is Ram Navami or Ganesh Utsav, that is all set to take place on August 31st, the BBMP goes ahead and makes this announcement.
I'll tell you what we have heard of and what in the rest of the country is also more or less there's a consensus that has followed it that on Gandhi Jayanti and on Ram Navami, there's a ban, a temporary ban on the cutting of meat, etc., which is an accepted norm. So now, if you start applying the same ban on every festival and every festival in the country, then where does your constitution stand? Where do your rights stand? Where do the rights of the people of who want to have a different foods, who want to eat different foods stand? There's so much of things that can be debated. The point here is why now in Karnataka? Just because the elections are around, this government has failed. This government has failed to take off at all for the past 3 years. And the spate of murders, communal rights, divisions, polarizations, and Karnataka Contractors Association accusing the government of 40% corruption commission, and their own cadre, a BJP worker, dies with a suicide net, and Mr. Ishwarapaya, minister in the government, senior minister in the government, had to resign because in the case of abetment to suicide, and also accusing the minister of commission in a contract. So this is what is happening in Karnataka. Now everyone, right from Mr. Modi to Mr. Amit Shah to everyone, is camping in Karnataka because they know they will lose the election badly in the next 5-6 months. So they are resorting to these kind of tactics only to divert the attention and divide the people and reap the harvest during the elections.
Also, Mr. Hussain, one thing has to be said about the impact this particular decision is going to have on the people whose livelihoods get affected. So, word on that as well, sir.
No, I think it's more of the choice of food that the people of the country want to have. Everyone
but
has
they
a
are
right
not banning eating or consumption of meat, sir.
Then that is what. Now, when you ban the sale of meat, that means you're banning the consumption on that day. If there's no sale, if it is a particular food is not available in the market, that means you ban the people from eating that. So I'm not getting into the details of why, what, and all.
Yes.
The point is why now? Why now? And who is doing this? That this is only for political gain. This is a diversionary tactic. It's very clear. And you expect, and you believe me, trust me, in the next 6-7 months there will be more such kind of orders. It was first it was textbooks, then it was hijab, then azan, then hilal, meat ban. These kinds of things will keep coming because they know that they have failed the people of Karnataka in the last 3 years.
And, you're taking a cue from this very answer of yours. Why do you think this is becoming by the bunch? Such stories are coming out and emanating out of the state of Karnataka. Every now and then, anything which has any kind of communal line or angle comes out of Karnataka as well. And this one, of course, is on similar vein, something that we cannot really stay away from.
See, South Indian states have been relatively very peaceful without much disturbances, with much polarization, much division. You take it Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Telangana, and all. Have been fairly, in terms of law and order, in terms of rights, in terms of polarization, division, etc. They have a very fair record, and they have maintained it in the past 75 years. Bharatiya Janata Party and the Sangh Parivar, in order to make inroads in South India, they have resorted to these kind of tactics. Now, why they are doing this now? It's very, very clear. Under 5-6 months, they have to face the election, and they have failed on all fronts. The only way they can reap harvest is through violence and through divisions in the society. That is what they are up to. You have seen what they tried in Tamil Nadu when the elections were around, what they tried in Kerala when the elections were around, what they did in West Bengal when the elections were around. Now, why is there no much of violence happening in West Bengal now? Because there are no elections now. When the elections were around, there was huge violence in the state of West Bengal.
Okay.
So violence, divisions, diversionary tactics, polarization, this is what BJP resorts to.
All
and
right.
even then, if they
All
fail,
right, Mr. Hussain, thank you so much for joining.